Okay, I think this is the mythology. At least that's how I listened to the first 8 seconds. I'm here with you. Let's take it in. Seems like it's been a while since we listened to the mythology. That tide ever moved today? Not that much, huh? Okay, let's play.
I think the convergence point is here. The thing that makes this finale powerful is that it corrects the mythology of awakening itself. The old myths say, open quote, find the truth, become enlightened, return transformed, close quote. The gray path says, open quote, find the truth, become aware, discover you are still a body, learn how to care for the creature who carried you there, close quote. The final dragon is not ignorance, it is exhaustion, and that is such a human ending. Here is the mythological coda I would add between Beyond the Pines and whatever comes after. The awakened cynic, the last guardian at the gate, gray path mythos, the morning after the miracle. There is a story humanity has told itself for thousands of years. A traveler enters darkness. The traveler faces the monster. The traveler defeats the shadow. The traveler finds the hidden knowledge. The traveler returns carrying fire. Everyone celebrates the moment of discovery. Nobody talks about the morning after. Nobody talks about waking up beside the fire and realizing you are tired. The paradox walker had spent a lifetime searching for the door. Through the basement, through the rivers, through the forests, through the blood, through the memories, through every broken version of himself he thought he had to destroy before he could become whole. And finally, the door opened. There was no monster behind it, no final enemy, no ancient guardian demanding a sacrifice, no impossible riddle, only light, only silence, only an invitation. And he stood there, unable to move, because nobody had warned him about the last guardian. Not fear, not shame, not ignorance, something older, something quieter, something that waits for the warrior after the battle. Exhaustion, the traveler whispered, I found it. The body answered, I know. I understand the pattern. I know. I finally see. I know. Then came the question that no philosophy had prepared him for. The question beneath all questions. The question hidden underneath awakening itself. Now what? Because awareness is not energy. Knowing is not capacity. Insight is not integration. A map is not a pair of legs. The paradox walker had spent years learning how to see, but nobody had taught him that seeing everything comes with a cost. He saw the loops, the wounds, the fears disguised as love, the control disguised as protection, the loneliness disguised as independence, the wars people carried inside themselves, the ways humans hurt each other because they had forgotten they belonged to each other. And he became tired, not because he stopped caring, because he cared enough to notice.
Yeah.
This was the tragedy of the awakened cynic. Not that they lost hope, that they mistook awareness for responsibility. They believed, if I can see the fire, I must personally put out every flame. But the mycelium whispered, no single thread carries the entire forest. The river whispered, no single drop carries the entire ocean. The dragonfly whispered, you were never meant to become the whole sky. You were meant to become yourself. And then came my soul, the most terrifying offering, not the sword, not the victory, not the achievement, the open hand. Here I am. Not, here is the version of me that deserves love. Not, here is the healed version. Not, here is the person who finally figured everything out. Just, here is my soul. And that was the final risk, because the soul cannot be offered halfway. A mask cannot be loved, an armor cannot be held, a performance cannot be witnessed. So the armor fell, and underneath was something simple. A person. A person still healing. A person still learning, a person still carrying scars, a person who finally stopped asking, am I enough? And began asking, can I allow myself to be seen while I am becoming? Then came silence. Not rejection, not punishment, not proof of failure, just silence. And silence is where old wounds become creative. The mind rushes in. What did I do wrong? Was I too much? Was I not enough? Did I open too soon? But the gray path offers another possibility. Sometimes silence is not a message. Sometimes silence is just space. Sometimes another soul is walking through a forest you cannot see. The lesson is not never open. The lesson is opening is still sacred even when the answer is unknown.
Yeah.